What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the FIFA 20 starting FIFA 20 video, the series. This will be part two, and it'll be mainly about why you should buy an attacking player and why it's very important to buy an attacking player, a good attacking player who's, you can say, foot champs or rivals ready early on in the game. Now, this is going to be a follow-up video from my single rotational squad. So, this is probably the squad you saw last video. Just to give you just quickly, very much say, you can, of course, you have to use one league. Obviously, the Premier League is very expensive. I just use this example because this is the team that I used last year, and it's just easy for me to explain to you. That's why. But of course, you can mix and match players up. But I'll get into making that very soon. You know how to go about making it. This video is going to be mainly about choosing a striker option. Now, you see, when the game comes out, there is no doubt that strikers are the most important thing. Now, Son is the striker that I bought, and I kept him until December. You want to buy a marquee striker like Son, like Heung-min Son, in your team. As you can see, he's played 700 games for me. Now, I'll explain to you why striker is the most important. You see, generally speaking, when you're playing FIFA, you can't out-defend your opponent. You're not going to win a games by defending, okay? Unless you're going for a draw. You're not going to win in rivals, yeah? The key is that you want to outscore your opponent, okay? At the end of the day, that's the most important thing. You want to outscore your opponent. That's why you want a good striker. Like Son, for example, is a player that I bought when the game came out. I bought him for 20k, and then I sold him and I bought him back for 70k. And as you can see, I got 700 games with him. Now, I only replaced him in December when I think his Footmas card came out. And as you can see, he's a formidable card. Now, the reason why I chose him, if you guys watch me regularly, you know I chose him because he's got a 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills. With a hunter, he's going to finish most chances. Now, there's one thing that we know in FIFA 20. Finishing has improved, don't get me wrong. But the problem is, you're not used to finishing now. You know, the angles, if you're used to shooting the near post angles, they might not be the same in FIFA 20. You know, time shooting has completely been changed to 2 frames. So now it's much more difficult to time of shots. It's going to be difficult for you to score goals. So you want to have a good striker, a marquee striker. So Son is a player that I had in a single rotation squad. And what I wanted to explain is, the reason why Son was so important is because he finished most chances on either foot, but he's the only player that played every game. Even Leno, I think I used to switch out every third game for like Begovic or someone. I can't remember. But Son is the only player that played every single key game for me. So if I wasn't playing squad battles, if I was playing foot champs or I was playing rivals, I would always use Son in my team. Without a shadow of a doubt, he was always there in striker. Why? Because I'm used to him. You see, it's important to have one key player in your team. See with Son, right? I knew he's got a 5-star weak foot. You see, once you keep using a player, you know what they can do on the ball. Then it makes it easier for you to score goals. That's why it's important to have one key striker in your team. Now, how to go about choosing your striker? Well, obviously, it depends on what league you're doing. For example, Son, the reason why it was also a good choice is because Son's price went up a lot. Now, if you type in Heung-min Son on Footbin, you can look at his price history. Now, this is a good thing to do. When you're looking at players, let's say, for example, I don't know, you're sitting down watching this video, whatever you're doing, right? And you're thinking, I want to buy Ben Yedder in my team, I want to get Muriel in my team, I want to get Son. Always go to Footbin, go click on All, select whichever device you want. So if you're on Xbox, whatever, I'm on PS4. And then what you look at the graph, just look at roughly his price. Now, I'm going to explain this in a second, but as you can see, Son, I bought for 20k when the game came out. I saw him about 75k and I bought for 70k again. But long story short, as you can see, Son has quadrupled in price. He went to 80k at one point, 83k. So he was a lot of money when the game came out. Even in the first 5 days, went up to 80k. Now, you see, how it works is, because Son is essentially the best left winger. The only player that was better than him was Mane in the Premier League. So Mane was 150k. So Son's price rose up. Someone like Martial, for example, when the game came out, he was at 20k and then he only maxed out at 40k. So whichever player you choose, try to be smart. Try to choose a player which you know. For example, Son, I knew he's in the Premier League. Premier League is the most demanded league. He's the best left winger, so for sure he will go up in value. If you buy a player like Jamie Vardy now, Vardy's an example which I bought at his peak was 20k. After people get money in the game, they want to improve their striker, so they go for someone like Aguero. So players like Vardy, they drop in value. You see, players like Son, because there's no one that can really, I suppose you can say, even you could argue he was better than Mane. his price didn't drop. So be smart about who you choose as well. Now, the reason why you can, now I'm not no, let me say this straight. I am no guru in trading, okay? I don't know every single date of trading. I don't know when an SPC is going to come out, whatever. There's people that know better than me. But I'm just talking basic economics here. FIFA 19, the problem was there was an influx of money. There was too much money involved in the market. As a result of that, all the players, all the good players went up in value. What I mean by that is, now look, let's say you're a Gold 1 player. You play all your rival games and you play squad battles, right? Let's say with your rewards, you should roughly make about 200 to 250k a week if you play all 3 game modes. Now that is a lot of money you can make. Now you see the problem is, if you're making that much money, it's fine, you can buy whatever you want. But the problem is everyone else is also making 250k, so your buying power decreases. So that's why players like Son, they rise so quickly. Now obviously coming towards Black Friday, the prices they generally start to crash. But typically speaking, there's a lot of money involved in the market. So that's why you want to get your key players as soon as you can. If, for example, I don't know, you're a Neymar fan. Let's just say, for example, you have enough money for Neymar, right? If he's 200k, you buy him in the first couple of weeks, because I guarantee you, by the first week of October, he's going to be 600k and he's only going to go up. See, Son is the kind of player that's conservative. You know, he's not going to keep going up and up and up and up and up crazy, because it's always going to be players better than him. Now, Neymar, for example, we look at Neymar's graph. Now, the lowest he was 400k. He's just going to rise. As you can see, he just rises. Maybe towards December time, he kind of decreases a bit. But he's always going to rise. Only when you can say team of the year gets announced, then he starts decreasing in value and the upgrades come out. But generally speaking, key players like that are always going to be worth a lot of money. That's why, in some respects, you arguably want to get the best players in your team, which are going to be the strikers, the most expensive, as early as you can. Now, I'm not going to say, I don't know 100% I'm going to use Son in my team, but for sure I'm going to use someone like Son in my team. That's going to be the most important. Obviously, stats are very important. Now, another thing to take into account, let's say someone like Ben Yedder now, right? Now, Ben Yedder last year, I think he wasn't even that much money. I think he was only about 10. I don't think he was above 10k. I don't recall him being above 10k. If you look at his graph, yeah, he was about 8k, right? Then he started crashing first week of October, right? Okay, now, you see, how it works is, someone like Ben Yedder is a decent player, right? But now he doesn't play for Sevilla anymore. He now plays for, is it Monaco? He went to Monaco, so now he's going to get less links. La Liga, all the top leagues, basically, their players are worth a lot of money. Now, because Ben Yedder now has gone to Monaco, he won't be as much. Same with Mendy, right? Ferland Mendy, right? But it's the opposite kind of side of the story. Ferland Mendy, he's playing Ligue 1, and I think when the game came out, he wasn't more than 2k. So it was like 1.1k, 1.2k, right? Now he plays Real Madrid. He's no doubt going to get an upgrade. So he's going to be worth a lot more money, and I'm sure he's going to increase in value. So just be careful. So if you do looking at a player's graph, do take into account, have they got an upgrade on their card? Have they got a different nationality? Like Kondogbia is now no longer French anymore. Well, he's no longer playing for France, should I say? So he's going to not be worth as much. Mendy, for example, now is, for example, in La Liga, it's worth a lot more money. Do take those into consideration. But that's what I'm trying to say. Try to spend all your money on one marquee player. And this, in my case, it was Son. For you, it could be different. So that's just one thing I would say. I think it's very important to use a good striker. I would 100% recommend you that. Now, in terms of the single rotational squad, people were asking me as well, does that mean you're fixated to one league? No. The single rotational squad, the video that I showed you is just an example. And the reason why I showed you that example in particular is because it's the exact squad that I used. And, it's a prerequisite for the rest of my other videos, should I say. Now, I'll give an example. As the game went on October time, I had this exact same team. In October time, an SPC got released for Juanfran. Now, I knew straight away Juanfran was a marquee player. He was an endgame player, as you can see, 1.2 games. I played him up until June, I think. June is when I stopped playing him, when, Team of the Season came out. But he was a player that was 65k at SPC. I knew it was a complete steal, so I did him. Immediately, I did him. It was the first flashback card. Now, obviously, if you buy a player like Juanfran in your team, you have to obviously integrate him. Now, obviously, what you can do is you can, for example, obviously put him on a sub bench. there is no doubt you can do that. Maybe you can sub him on in game. But you have to be smart. So I knew, for example, Herrera was Spanish. So what I did is, all I did now is that I used Herrera there, and I played Juan Fran on 8 chem. So he had loyalty, obviously, and he had Pep Guardiola's manager. So he used to get 8 chemistry. So that's how you eventually build your team. Then what happened was I packed Modric, the Champions League Modric, you know, and the Champions League upgrade packs, the untradeable ones. I packed Modric. Then I changed my whole right-hand side of my team. So my whole right-hand side of my team changed. I had Asensio over here. I had Modric over here. I can't remember. I think I eventually bought Varane, but I think I went with I think it was that Spanish centre back. I think it was Hernandez or something from Real Madrid. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, eventually you can change your team. But just as an example, you don't have to keep one. You don't have to keep one nation or one league. I just use it as an example. You see what I'm saying? Don't worry. This year, I'm going to release a video very soon on the team that I'm going to be making. My team I'm going to be making. So stay very much tuned for that. But I'm probably going to make a mixed squad. You know, some Spanish players, some Premier League players, some French players, etc., etc. Just to give you an understanding. But that will be a bit different because I couldn't explain it in the first video. Because if you have, for example, a French right winger, to keep chemistry as high as possible, you might have to replace him with a rotational player who's French. You see what I'm saying? But I'll get into that video very soon. But anyway, guys, that's this video for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. My next video, I'm going to be talking about super subs, and I'll be explaining to you how to go about using super subs with a rotational team, rotational squad, should I say. But for now, take it easy, boys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy, boys.